I feel like I almost never play Swamp. Of course it gets picked more than like, Area 15 or Grim Glow or something, but still it ain't picked much. Also this was one of the first custom maps, which was made by Nosny. Hole 1. Pretty book standard hole, kinda like Forest, but slightly more complicated. Let's say 4.8 out of 10. Hole 2. This one's kinda cool. Uses those slow down leaves from Temple, but that's really it. 5 out of 10. Hole 3. This is like that one hole from Mineshaft. Like almost exactly the same, just the hole's a bit farther. Bit derivative, so I'll go with a 5.8 out of 10. Hole 4. You know it's weird how you can't get coins from public pool custom maps. Besides that, this hole is pretty cool. 6.7 out of 10. Hole 5. I've always been a bit of a fan of split paths. They're just neat. Also I like the abundance of forks on this map. 6.7 out of 10. Hole 6. This one's kinda weird. Never know where to go, so I just kinda wing it every time. 6 out of 10. Side note, I love the tower, it's just so stupid, truly an all-time outfit. Hole 7. Not gonna lie, the first stroke feels like it could be removed, but it's kinda cool so I don't really care. Rest feels like an expanded hole too. 6.9 out of 10. Hole 8. Loop-de-loop. 6.5 out of 10. Hole 9. The bumps and holes make this a lot harder to move around. But honestly, that improves this hole. 6.5 out of 10. Hole 10. The spinners and corner wedges make you shoot a pretty hard angle if you want a good score. That's pretty cool, so let's say 7 out of 10. Hole 11. There is an alt path, but honestly I never take it so, yeah. The half pipe is kind of finicky cause you have to shoot right down the middle, so let's do 6 out of 10. Hole 12. It'd be a lot cooler if you could just straight to the hole, but you can't, I think, so 5 out of 10. Hole 13. This one's really finicky, the fake hole you have to go through has like zero friction for some reason. Like you have to sink it pretty precisely, so that lowers its score a bit. 4.5 out of 10. Hole 14. This gives me Forest Hole 10 vibes. Not as bad, but still pretty annoying. 5.5 out of 10. Hole 15. The fourth fake hole is like, completely useless, cause you're almost never gonna actually reach it, and that's funny. 6.5 out of 10. Hole 16. The alt paths are still cool, and I like that big bridge. So I'll go with a nice 7 out of 10. Hole 17. This one is just pretty repetitive, and it looks like, unnatural for some reason. Just for that, 5 out of 10. Hole 18. Feels like an expanded hole 14. 6 out of 10. Overall, Swamp is a pretty alright map. It's basically the Forest of custom maps, better than average, but not by much. Not as high highs as Forest, but also not as low lows. I'll go for another 6 out of 10 for it. I'll try to make this a weekly series so you guys can have some actual Super Golf content, cause no one really makes Super Golf vids anymore. No promises though.